She and I talked on Sunday about that. We revisit the conversation on Monday about that.
But the very next day, she was killed at the Telwick Inn on Telegraph in Taylor.
Her family contacted Fox 2 again because they really wanted to talk about Keisha. They did not want to focus on the suspect.
38-year-old Lakeshia Smith was a beautiful, kind-hearted, friendly, cheerful, and soft-spoken woman with a heart of gold. Most importantly, she was a mother of 3 beautiful girls who would do anything to ensure her children wanted for nothing. Lakeshia was excited about life. She was off to a fresh start and looking forward to everything the future had to offer. Never could anyone have imagined the chain of events that would soon take place. Just before 6 p.m. on June 20th, Michigan State Police responded to the Telwick Inn in the 9300 block of North Telegraph Road after a man flagged them down saying that a woman had been shot. Upon entering the room of the motel, they would locate an unresponsive woman suffering from an apparent gunshot wound. The victim was identified as 38-year-old Lakeshia Smith, who was sadly pronounced dead at the scene after succumbing to a gunshot wound to the forehead. Prior to locating her body, a Michigan State police officer was approached by a man at a gas station just miles away from the motel, who told him to arrest him because he had just killed his girlfriend. According to Lakeshia's family, she recently ended her relationship and moved back in with her mother. In fact, the day before her murder, she and her uncle had a conversation about how much she was looking forward to starting over and moving on with her life. Police will quickly arrest Lakeshia's ex-boyfriend, 42-year-old Nicholas Cannon, who says he shot her after the two got into an argument inside of the motel room. Lakeshia's family, especially her uncles, who served as pivotal father figures in her life after the passing of her father before she was born, were devastated and shocked. Never could they have imagined that, like her father, Lakeshia would also pass away at a young age.
This is the case where the ex flagged down an officer to confess, really.
Yeah, this is a complex story with a very twist of an ending that no one expected. But tonight, the family wants you to know more about Lakeshia Smith and the future that she was planning.
Keisha was a beautiful soul. She was very kind-hearted, friendly, soft-spoken.
If you saw her, you would always see her with a beautiful smile on her face. Always cheerful. She was good with kids.
Ever since she was a baby, Uncle Earl and Uncle Eric were pivotal father figures in Lakeshia Smith's life.
Her biological father, he passed away before she was born.
Never could they imagine she too would also die at a young age, just as she was in the process of making a fresh start.
It had come that time in that relationship, and she was ready to move forward. She and I talked on Sunday about that. We revisit the conversation on Monday about that.
But the very next day, she was killed at the Telwick Inn on Telegraph in Taylor. Her ex-boyfriend randomly approached police at a gas station a few miles away, confessing to the murder. Family members say she had recently broken things off with him and had moved back in with her mother.
That heart of hers, that's just her nature, And my gut feeling, that's what's got her to that hotel. Her being her, caring for people.
In terms of him turning himself in, yeah, I'm grateful for that, because now he's one layer of pain that we don't have to endure at this moment, and he's not out here where he can hurt someone else.
Lakeshia leaves behind 3 children. She was just 38 years old.
Still had her whole life ahead of her, making strides, making changes. Life is about learning from your mistakes and moving forward, and that's what she was doing.
You have to feel for the family, especially her 3 children. But Camille, did the family mention anything about violence with her ex in the past? I mean, did they have any indication it could result in something like this?
They really said that she was very positive. She had a very large support system, and that she may have gone over there to take him some food, and that this is really not something that she ever thought would have happened, because she wouldn't have gone over there in the first place. He was staying at that motel if she thought that something was going to happen. But you just heard her uncle say, she just had a big heart, and if someone called and said they needed help, she would help them. So, a lot of unanswered questions. I know that it will come out as police continue to investigate the case, but a lot of broken people you saw in that story tonight.
42-year-old Nicholas Cannon has been charged with first-degree premeditated murder, third offense domestic violence, and 2 counts of felony firearm. Police are still unsure as to why Lakeshia was at the motel or what the argument was about. Cannon faces a probable cause conference on July 3rd with a July 10th preliminary examination of the evidence against him. The case remains ongoing.